welcome to another video. In today's video, remember the rocks? Yes, there's some new rocks. Nice little crystal here. It's kind of milky. Some more crystals. Yeah, a bunch of, look at that one. It's actually hot in the plastic box right now. So yeah, I've just been finding nowhere near the other mounts. And this is just the new stuff. All the other stuff I still have. I get stuff like this too, which is just a monster. And I'm not exactly sure what that is, but this is all big stuff. So this is like the uniqueness of my property. So over here, I've piled piles for years of just extra stuff when I've dug. Like I have my sewage treatment plant dug in over there. That's where all this stuff came from. So I need to build a trommel because there's no trommels that I find that are what I need to have, right? So the ones I rented this thing, they build these rock separators. It's basically a thing like this. I'll put a picture here, hopefully. You dump the rocks on it and you have the bars set and some rocks slide here, but it doesn't work with this stuff. Not even close, right? So I need a quite literal spinning cylinder that's quite long because I'd like to have 4 gauges of rock and dirt. So initially you drop the dirt, then a gauge of rock, and then the grizzly bars would be the bigger chunks because I get rocks. Like there is some serious rocks out here. Look at that thing. And I've been contemplating carving rocks into sinks, but I have carpal tunnel. Really has never really gone away, so that would just be the destroyer of my hands. But what I've got is all this here, and so all this needs to be processed in a trommel, and then once I get and I think I'd run most of this back through it again too, right? And then I'm gonna have a crazy amount of other digging that I'd like to do. My latest concept is this front road here that leads to my property. During the summer, it's just dusty. And so the prevailing wind is going right at my place. So my concept is to plant bamboo along this whole front strip here and create like a really thick bamboo, if it'll grow. And I got a feeling it will if I dig the trenches down there far enough. So the bamboo, because the topsoil is only about, it varies, but a couple feet at most. So, and this is the topsoil, but then you get to what's below, and it's this just, and it's a varying depth. You either have the rock layer or you have this layer below the rock layer, because it's actually 2 different floods, right? So one flood came in from Utah, the other flood came in, a bunch of floods came in from Montana. So there's the Missoula flood, and then there's the, I don't remember the other name of the flood right now. But I get this stuff here, not this was a present. But see, this is what the rock layer looks like, right? So it's just like chunk. Well, the dirt that is in the rocks and under the rocks, which has to be dug to get anything done. If you want to plant anything, you're gonna have to dig it. And then like, if you just wanted to plant a tree out here, and you just dug a hole, you're probably gonna drown your tree. That's why I was going to dig trenches so the water had a way to flow underground. Because it's not doing too much flowing through these rocks. Because these rocks, I mean, it's difficult to dig through. And then what's below them is even more difficult to dig through. But, I mean, if you need to go down, you need to go down. So, a lot of people just don't dig out here because of that. Here is where I just kind of did a little experiment. Just kind of dug like a little pond shape to just see what would happen. And you can see the topsoil, so this is about a couple feet deep, right? But digging in through here has become a lot easier since this is exposed to the elements than it was. I mean, this was just a hard pan, what it was before. So that's a big part of what I need to get going on this property is a trommel. And to be able to use a trommel, I've got a backhoe that needs about $9,000 worth of maintenance work to it, and then about another $1,500 worth of lights at some point. Okay, so my backhoe can feed the trommel. So that's a whole thing. Like, I would love to hook up with somebody out here where I live, close, you know, wherever, that wants to make jewelry. I mean, I could supply a jewelry maker with all the rocks they can possibly make jewelry out of. I have that many rocks. It's that much. Start turning that and be able to afford a trommel, get more rocks. Now, what a lot of those rocks are going to build is building materials. Like enough digging around here, and there could be entire rock walls built. So that's one thing. Now, this is the other thing here, is starting here probably, because this is the most advanced section of my property as far as stuff growing. It's the densest. And this stuff may look like nothing, but this stuff here, this is dropping seeds that quail and prairie dogs and all this stuff eat. So if they'll eat it, chickens will eat it. So 20 chicken tractors across here, 35 days, runs them a little past that tree, and just doing that once a year. Just once a year, because I'm not irrigating, and just to have, you know, birds out here in the freaking, in this, like I would already been done with the birds by now. They'd been done for almost a month, you know, just a few days shy of a month probably, if I had done them this year. So now I need 20 chicken tractors to be able to run chickens once a year. But then not only do I need chicken tractors, like, you have 1,500 chickens now. What do you do with them? The whole entire processing chickens, like, that's an entirely other huge thing, right? Like the equipment and the people and all that. So when it comes to like the chickens, I've been trying to find somebody, some farm or something like that to work with, to be able to just, you know, hand them my 1,500 chickens when they're done and just flow them into their whole, you know, processing plant and all that. But I haven't found anybody that has anything like that. And see, with the potential out here of chicken tractors, I mean, it's huge. Like all these areas out here, all this, people could be doing chicken tractors. There could be massive. And see, I think the food, that's what I'm saying, this strange stuff that's growing around here, I think the food cost for growing chickens out here is going to be less. Like they're going to be eating this stuff. So it's going to be really a good value to do chickens. There's some nice flowers that just keep going. So now I need a trommel. I need my backhoe fixed. I need chicken tractors and a connection to somebody that has chicken processing. And that just might not even exist out here. I mean, there literally might not be a way. And I figured, like, to be able to process 1,500 chickens in a week, so 300 a day over a week would be the goal. And I've talked to one person, and they do 25 in a day. and they said they could do 50, but they'd have to change the water. She was pretty funny. So 300 was not going to happen. But, you know, a mobile chicken processing unit would be huge. And then whoever owned that, you know, that thing would pay for itself in no time. I mean, if the chicken tractors, 20 chicken tractors, is going to cost me like $6,000 or $7,000 to build them out, right? Ish, whatever. Good luck finding aluminum freaking siding, though. Probably have to call a roofing company to get aluminum because everything's steel. And it, of course, makes it too heavy if you make them out of steel and wood versus aluminum and wood, right? So, but anyway, 20 chicken tractors, 1,500 birds, even if I just made $5 per bird, right? That would be enough to make it legitimate. And that's really a low end. You know, I don't know if you have the brooder, which I don't have the brooder. I don't have any of this, right? I'm just basically like, and if I can't find somebody or some company or whatever that can process 1,500 birds in a week and has then maybe a different company that has a storage facility. And, you know, I would even, you know, as long as I can make $5 a bird, if they go to food banks, that would be probably awesome. But a food bank is probably a donation thing, so where would the $5 a bird come from? So, I don't know. But this property that I bought has just amazing potential. I mean, I couldn't be happier with my actual property, right? I mean, it has just spectacular views. The spring is the most beautiful, just flowers and more flowers and beautiful. You can't see it now because the beautiful forest fire smoke is coming up all the real beautiful views. But I mean, this property is just amazing, right? But it also not only it has such potential. It really does. Like, I came out here to start a farm and basically have a farm. I just have to get the implements put together to be able to farm. And then the farming would be, at that point, you know, if I had a brooder, it would be, you know, a month and a half, no brooder, about a little over a month of being a farmer, right? Dealing with the chickens. But then that's it, right? And then for the rest of the year, once the ground is wet, because you don't want to be processing all this stuff and the dust and the freaking wind and blowing it all over the place. It can't be soaked, but it needs to be damp. So, you know, perfect during the rest of the year. So, I mean, this place has just got, you know, but I don't have a trommel. My backhoe doesn't work. I don't have chicken tractors. So I am just basically hoping that things change so I can get that stuff going on, because, I mean, holy cow, you know, this rock pile has got just the most amazing gems. I mean, quite literally, these are gemstones. Some maybe even like that one, I think I've got like jade or something. Like, I don't even know. It's crazy green, right? And it's just like more and more and more of that. Say agates and jasper. I mean, there's literally everything out here. So it's like, once I have a trommel and the backhoe's fixed, projects like putting bamboo out in the front, well, that's all those rocks out there processed. And then I've always wanted to have a big old natural pool. Boom, all those rocks. And not to mention, then some of the rocks that actually come out of there to build cool, maybe like waterfall or something right in the pond, right? And then the house structure, give it an actual basement, like, why not? And, like a few other digging projects around, but, I mean, I already have enough rocks right now. I could, like I said, I could hook a jeweler up that could make jewelry from now until I don't know when and still have more jewelry. So there's a video about my property and all its amazing attributes. Subscribe. Peace.
Thank you for